We'll move on to the next question. Okay, so question number 2. Okay. Alright, so question number 2, here we're asked, assume everyone in the US consumes one soft drink in an aluminum can every 2 days. Okay, so aluminum can every 2 days. If there are 330 million Americans, how many tons of aluminum need to be recycled each year if each can weighs 1/16 pound and 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds? So how many tons of aluminum need to be recycled? So they've given us some values, and we kind of have to use conversion factors and rates to figure out the final answer should be in tons of aluminum each year. So I'll write that down. We want to know how many tons per year. That's our goal. So this is a good first step to think about it. Okay, what is the end goal we're looking for? So looking quickly at the junior tutor's answer, we can see that they've kind of gone step by step. Let's just think about this. So the first thing that we're given that's easy to think about is the 330 million Americans. So let's just write that down. 330 times 10 to the 6. So that's in millions. And we want to see what can we multiply this by to get us to the final conversion factor. So we know this is Americans, so I'll write A for Americans. And then the next component, one soft drink in an aluminum can every 2 days. So one soft drink, so I'll say times 1. I'll put these just vertically on top of each other. We'll say 1 can per 2 days. I guess per American. I'll say per A. Okay, so that's pretty clear. So one soft drink per 2 days for each American. How many tons of aluminum need to be recycled each year if each can weighs 1/16 pounds? So we know we can multiply this by the conversion factor of 1/16 can. Actually, no, not can. I'll erase that quickly. So 1/16 pound, so lb per can. So the reason I want the can on the bottom is because firstly, that's how it's given in the question, but also because I want to cancel out the cans over here, because we want to end up with tons per year. So I want to cancel out all the rates that can get me to tons per year. And then finally, we have 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. So we have the pounds on top. We want the pounds on the bottom to cancel out. So we'll say for 1 ton, we'll say times 1 ton per 2,000 pounds. Okay, so looking at this, we can see that, so this is all multiplied together. So this multiplied by this multiplied by this. So you can think of them all being side by side. We can see that the cans cancel out, the pounds cancel out. We have the tons left in the top of the fraction. The Americans cancel out, and then we're left with days on the bottom. But we want year. So we can multiply this by the number of days per year. So 365 days per year. So we can see, I'll use a different color. Okay, so we can see that right away we can cancel out can, pounds, days. So think about them. We're canceling anything in the numerator versus things in the denominator. So this is in the denominator, this is in the numerator, they can cancel out. This is in the denominator, this is in the numerator, they cancel out. Cans in the denominator, this is in the numerator, they cancel out. This is in the numerator. This should be in the denominator because it's per American. So this cancels out. And then finally, we're left with tons and then per year. So now all we have to do is do the calculation based on just multiplying this through and just using the values in the front. So we say 330 million times 1/2 times 1/16 times 1/2000 times 365. And then we'll get our final answer over here. So we'll end up with, so let's just plug this into our calculator. So 330 times 10 to the 6 times 1/2 times 1/16 times 1/2000 times 365, and we end up with 1882031, and this is about 1.9 million. Okay, so let's just go through the junior tutor's answer and verify. So 1.9 million is what they end up with, so it's the correct answer. Let's go through this so we can see how the process goes. So 330 million Americans consume a soft drink every 2 days, which means every day half Americans consume a soft drink. So there's another way to think about it. You're doing the same thing, just converting the numbers. So they start off with 330 divided by 2 and get 165. So that's our first step right here. And then every year for 365 days, so they multiply by 365. That's what we do over here. It's 365 per year. And then they have one aluminum can weighs 1/16, and we multiply by 1/16. This is what we have over here. And this means for every year, 3 billion essentially pounds of aluminum is used for soft drinks. This is in pounds. We want to convert it to tons, so we divide by 2,000. That's what we do over here. So we did this all in one step, just to kind of lay out all the conversion factors and just multiply through. This is kind of a step-by-step calculation to get to the same answer. So there's multiple ways to get to the same answer. So correct answer. Great job. And we'll mark this as correct.